So welcome to another gaming port. We'll be talking about using terrain tiles from games such as Descent and in this case Mansions of Madness as terrain pieces for games such as RPGs, skirmish game, war games, and miniature games. And the reason for this is because one of the important things is all the great new terrain coming out from I think just one finishing on Kickstarter recently. They look great and all, but they cost a lot. And on top of that, they have an added cost, which is once you get them, let's be honest, most of us will separate them, put into different boxes and everything. So that's another added cost, and it takes space. So for someone on a budget like myself, I don't have that luxury. So to utilize everything to its best use, for me, I'll be absolutely honest, I don't play Mansions of Madness that often. I love the game, and I'm extremely reluctant to sell it because of my Hastor theme set, which I painted. Or I'll put a link below to my Hastor theme Mansions of Madness set video in the links below. But I always want to find a use for the boards and everything too. You know, make it as useful as possible. So I came up with this. The first thing that's the most important for I think board gamers especially is you don't have to build this, you know, and you don't have to paint it. It just comes like that. And it's very easy to store because you already bought the game box. So that's the first thing. It's totally skill unbiased. You know, you don't have to have a painting ability or whatever to make it look nice. Secondly, it's easy to put away. And why is this important? Just like strangely the problem with Mansions of Madness, if you can play the game in let's say an hour, but it takes an hour to put away the game, trust me, you will not play that often. Just like with me and Commands and Colors before, when I had to do all the same pieces and everything, when I replaced everything and I could set up the game in less than 10 minutes compared to half an hour before, for because of the little pieces you have to find individuals, I played the game so much more often. And with this, you can imagine, look, if I want to put this away, and that's it. And they go in one box. And on top of it, with a lot of people, they have a larger collection. There are several tiles, like for if you have Descent, you can use dungeon tiles, and you can mix and match them. Like for example, you know, here is Joseph Barrowbottom from the Fine Cutter Clan, my dwarf brewmaster, and he's going on an adventure today. As you can see, he is this can be an easy an RPG, and with the new Age of Sigma rules and all like War Machine and all this can work. Example, if he comes in over here, if there was an enemy here, this could be soft terrain because it's a bed of feathers and everything. Now the height and everything is going to be an issue. Now there's several ways to solve this. Obviously, either one thing you can say like all the tables and everything are like waist height, so that's maybe half cover or something like that. You can come up with stuff like that, or you can even put something like a token here. Like 2 tokens mean it's like 2 feet tall. You see, it's several ways you can solve it. Something like that is not a big issue if it really depends on when and how you're playing. And so those things can be debated and agreed upon before the game. On top of that, you got a lot of flexibility with, especially with a lot of tiles. All right, you know, like for in this case, you can replace this into that, and you see you come in here, you got 2 doors that might lead to another place, and so you can do like, you know, so many scenarios kind of thing. Like even a skirmish war game where people are funneled into a scenario where they have to survive or find something, or either one of the standard tropes, which is our dear dwarves open the door and there they are faced by defenders on the other side, you know, like so. Or either like something like that, which I think it would be a really cool scenario where they come in and then this is heavy cover, then they jump up, then this at this area because they're on top, they makes them an easy target for attack. And then over here, if you jump in between here, you know, that's hard cover again. So as you can see, for skirmish games and RPGs, how interesting this can be. A lot of these games have these hidden scenarios kind of situations. Like example, if they're walking in here, then suddenly they meet, in this case, the tortured one. You know, like they come in here, he breaks through this whole area, and then they have to fight him, and they're limited to one person. You know, like RPGs and skirmish games kind of situation. Now, skirmish games might need more space, so maybe Descent tiles are much more in vain to that game than right now Mansions of Madness, but you get my meaning. But you could use something like this for like War Machine and all, you see, where the terrain is much more wider. So as you can see, these games come with that idea Like if you use Mansion of Madness, you might not. If you were playing War Machine, you might use more of the Call of the Wild expansion. You see what I mean? So again, you got so much ways to expand in terms of terrain, because these games were made for expansions and everything like that, in different kind of terrain and everything. I think especially for like with towers like this, you could do like a multi-tiered tower. You know, like let's say they walked in here and the first door was like that. All right, and so they come in here and let's say there was a staircase leading up. You know, and you know, with games I mentioned of Madness and everything, you got these several of these tokens you can use. Example, there was a locked door here that you had to bash down. All right, and or either there is a cultist tile you can use, or you know, like example, this one, in this case, this could mark like a staircase leading up, or either to an underground passage, which let's say they went up, and then now they're on the second level of the tower, you know, which leads into this section. Like example, this leads up to here, and up there is waiting an orc. Or even you don't have to play, you know, fantasy. You can play like a space marine, you know, like the Azure Silence Kills Space Marine. Right there. So you get the idea. Now again, the downside is you don't have that 3D effect, but I think if you got a decent amount of imagination, and these boards do look very nice. I mean, in the best part, they look really good as pictures, as you can see right here, because everything's nicely printed and made for that top-down view. And more importantly, it costs you nothing because you already bought the game for the game, so it literally is free. So that's today's tip, and happy gaming, and till next word.